Hi guys. So today we will just know about Apex introduction. Okay, we will know what is Apex and how to create Apex dev environment and how to call Apex and how to write Apex. Okay, so let's start with introduction to Apex. Okay, so Apex is a strongly typed, object oriented server side programming language. Okay, so I will tell you what it means. Just a minute. Make it bold. Okay. Strongly type means whenever you define any data type, okay, so you need to declare it with their type. You cannot declare it like JavaScript older version, right? In JavaScript, even if we write, let's say X, so until and unless you assign some value, you can use it. Means there is, we are not sure what type it is, but whenever we are assigning, then its type is defined. But in Apex, you have to define the type, okay, whenever you are declaring it. Let's say if you want to create a boolean or a string, you need to define it first. Okay? And if you have worked in Java, you already know what is strongly typed and object oriented. So if you have worked in Java, so you already know what is object oriented. Okay. In object oriented, there is a class and then methods and properties. Okay. So in Apex also, whenever we work with Apex, you need to write the class and methods, and we work on methods here. Okay. And server side programming language means, so JavaScript works. Client side means if you are using JavaScript, so that is on client side. That means that runs on the browser. But Apex, Apex doesn't run on the browser. It runs on the server side. Okay. So and it's similar to Java or C has, if you know, similar to Java and C has. Okay. And why Apex is needed? Okay. Uh, in Salesforce, some simple business logic can be written using automation tool that Salesforce already provides. But here, uh, there are sometimes there is a complex requirement to write business logics, or sometimes you need to write triggers. Triggers, let's say you are inserting contact, okay, and whenever you are inserting contact, you need to perform some operation, some business logic on based on that contact, okay, complex business logic. So you need to write a trigger for that, okay. And if you want to expose your web service, okay, so that web service is also written in Apex. And if you want to write batch jobs means if you want to perform large amount of data in a Salesforce, okay, so that uh, large amount of data can be performed using batch jobs, and batch jobs are written in Apex. Okay, so we can write use for complex business logic, trigger, web services, and batch job sector. Okay. Okay. So that was the introduction. Now moving to the development environment. development environment. So, first is we can use developer console. Developer console. Okay. So developer console is basically a built-in tool inside Salesforce, and you can quickly test small pieces of effort here. And I will show you how we can, you know, write code in developer console once we create an org, and I will also show you how we can create an org. Now, second way is that is most popular, that is VS Code. VS Code with Salesforce extension. So using this also we can develop, you can write our code. So VS Code is the professional approach. Okay, that is a professional or modern development approach. Okay, and it's source-driven development and version control friendly. So, uh, so in the project we will use VS Code instead of writing in developer console, because whenever you write the code and if code is not saved, so your code will be lost in developer console. But in VS Code, is your code. Uh, you can see even the history and your code. Uh, uh, you can see your code even if code is not deployable or something happens. Okay? So you can still see your code in VS Code, but in developer console. The third way is also using Salesforce setup. Okay, in the Salesforce setup that you just go to setup and then search for Apex. There you will see an Salesforce built-in interface to create Apex classes. Okay, so we will start with the developer console. Okay, in this session, and whenever we will practice for the project, we will move to the VS Code. Okay, now we will create an org. So third point is we will set up an org here, setting up a Salesforce org. Okay, so if you want to set up Salesforce org, so I will click this link. Just this, I will give you the link. Just a minute, guys. So link is developer.salesforce.com. Okay. So let me type here https developer.salesforce.com. Okay, and sign up. So this is the link. So Salesforce has redirected to this domain once we type the link. That's okay. So this is in this environment we have Agentforce and Data Cloud as well. Okay, and this is my email and this is my company. Let's say I will type SWC. This is just a brand that I use. Click on remote, sign me up. Okay, now my org is ready. So let me check the email from Salesforce. Yes, I have got a mail. I will reset password. so this is the org I have created, and city. So now our org is ready. Okay. Now we will go to developer console to write our code. Where you can copy and you can paste this environment here. Okay. Now in this environment, just we have our Apex class. So we can name it hello world. Okay. So whenever you learn C, you will see this hello world class first. Okay. So same example we are taking. So here we can write public static say hello, one method we are taking here. So we have written this, and here we are writing debug. So we don't have any command to print on the screen, right? But here we can write debug statement. That means we can see this in Salesforce log. Okay. So I have written this class. So since our method is static, so I don't need to create instance. I can directly invoke a method plus then static method. Method is static, that's why I am calling it like this. If method is not static, then I should create instance of this hello world class, and that using that instance I need to call this say hello. Okay. But since this method is static, so I can directly call it with class. I don't need to create instance here. So I will open the log. Okay, whenever I will execute. Oh, class executed, and in the log you can see here in the debug hello Salesforce world. Okay. So in the upcoming example, I will show you what this debug log is. Basically, if there is some error, so this debug log helps us to figure out that error. Okay, and but in real world, you will write Apex class to solve any business problem. Here, for an example, we are just printing the error in debug log. Okay. So guys, we we know how to set up an org. Okay, so you need to go developer.salesforce.com or sign up. Okay. This is the URL that you need to use, and there is one assignment that you need to practice. Okay, very small assignment. Practice. Okay, so practice. So what you need to do, you need to create a class, let's say greetings. Very simple class. Okay, greetings with a method that takes a string parameter. Okay, string parameter you can say name and prints it. Okay, so you can use the log to print. Okay, and you can run the class in developer console. Okay. And Before jumping to the conclusion, I will show you just one more example. Okay? Let's say another class, math, let's say math operations. Okay? Let's say I am calculating sum of public static. Let's say I want to return integer sum. Let's say I want to calculate sum of two numbers. Okay, number 1 and number 2. Okay, and I want to return result of these two numbers, number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so the class I have written. Now I can quickly check this whether it's working perfect or not. Sum of two numbers, let's say 2 and 5. Result should be 6. And I need to print the result. Either can I use the debug log, or either I can use system.assert just to display the result immediately in this window. You see, the result is 6. You see, assertion failed. In real world, you will not use this. Okay, it will be just used. System.assert will be used in writing test classes. But here I just want to validate the result. That's why I am using this. Let's say if I use 10 here, so it will be 15. Okay. So in debug log there will be many other statements, but to simplify our output, if I can see it immediately, then I can use system.assert to see the output immediately. Okay. So thank you guys. So this is just a simple practice question that you can do on your own and try to print the result. Whether you can use developer console, system.debug, or you can use system.assert if you are using this execute anonymous window. From here you can execute your program. And one more thing, you can execute if you want to write whole code, whatever written here in the window, or you can just execute the highlighted code. Just select the code which you want to execute and click on execute highlighted. Okay. Let's say if I select this and I click on execute highlighted, there will be no error because I am just running this class. Okay, and since result is, I am not getting any, I am not printing any results, so there will be no output and no error. Output will be there, but I will not able to see it because I am not getting that. Okay. Just a minute. Or maybe semicolon is not there, so it expecting semicolon to run this. Okay. Let's say if I write this like this with semicolon and I just run it, so it will be run successfully. You see, it's run successfully, and debug log is there also, because debug log was there because I had just checked that open log, so that's why. And one more thing, here also you can see the status under log, success or assertion, because if I use this run whole command, so assertion will be failed and you will see here that something failed. If nothing is failed, you will see success. And this assertion is not failed. Currently we are just using it just to check our output. Okay, so that's okay. So thank you guys. Let's meet you in next session. Okay. Thank you once again. Bye.